Well, they're often purchased online and assembled in as little as 5 minutes, but these untraceable ghost guns can pose a big problem for public safety because they do not have a serial number. Tonight, the Fox 9 investigators have learned more than 100 ghost guns have ties to crimes committed throughout the Twin Cities, with criminals and even teenagers exploiting a loophole to get their hands on a gun.
But as Fox 9 investigator Nathan O'Neill explains, that loophole has an expiration date.
They're lethal, yet untraceable.
So you can clearly see no serial numbers.
Ghost guns are easy to get. Some built by a 3D printer, or with a build-to-shoot kit bought online.
So let me ask you this, where'd you get that gun?
Handmade. They're perfectly legally following the laws that exist.
But in the Twin Cities, ghost guns are showing up more often and at the center of violent crimes.
The Fox 9 investigators requested data from 18 police departments throughout the Twin Cities. And we've learned not every police department is tracking it. But our investigation found at least 120 ghost guns connected to crimes committed over the last year and a half.
In Minneapolis, police recovered 69 ghost guns in that time frame. In St. Paul, police recovered 38. And in Richfield, 4 ghost guns were tied to a variety of crimes. But it doesn't end there. It's New Year's Eve at the Mall of America. Post-holiday shopping is in full force, with thousands of customers roaming when a single shot rings out. Video evidence obtained by the Fox 9 investigators shows people inside this store panicking and hiding, while others outside run after a teenager is shot and a bystander grazed by a bullet. 19-year-old Khalil Wiley was ultimately caught and convicted for the shooting, telling investigators he was being chased by someone he had a beef with. Wiley is now serving a 45-month prison sentence, but it turns out the gun used in this case was in fact a ghost gun, a firearm he flaunted on social media.
This is reference file number 210-12042.
Listen to this recorded police interrogation obtained by the Fox 9 investigators.
What kind of gun did you bring to the mall? Like, what did it look like?
The P80, a Glock.
A Glock P80?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Polymer 80.
Polymer 80? Okay. Did the gun have any accessories on it, or what did it have?
Flashlight, 2 laser beams, and a muzzle.
Okay. So let me ask you this, where'd you get that gun?
Handmade.
Handmade, so you ordered the parts and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. You just order that online or something?
Mm-hmm.
Ghost guns have no serial numbers, and you can buy a build-to-shoot kit without a background check. At the moment, that's perfectly legal, since ghost guns are typically sold in unassembled parts and not technically considered a firearm by the feds, at least for now.
It allows juveniles and prohibited people, felons, to potentially get their hands on those.
William McCrary is special agent in charge of the ATF in St. Paul.
How would you characterize how big of a problem or a threat ghost guns are in the Twin Cities?
We see a doubling just about every year.
Ghost guns may have also played a key role in the deadly school shooting in February at the South Education Center in Richfield. The Fox 9 investigators have confirmed a ghost gun was recovered in connection to the shooting, where 15-year-old Jamari Rice was killed. 2 teenage suspects now face murder charges in the case. But the pipeline for ghost guns to criminals is shockingly brazen. Take the case of 23-year-old Dayton South of Owatonna. He first caught the attention of federal investigators in December 2020. Videos posted on social media show Sauk shooting firearms and showing off ghost guns he built from online kits.
He was advertising and catering towards people with felony convictions.
So he was targeting criminals?
Correct, as customers.
Court documents reveal Sauk claimed he sold at least 120 Glocks in 2020 alone. Sauk was busted in an undercover sting a month later, shortly after making threatening posts about killing cops and violence at the state capitol. The ATF showed us this trove of ghost gun kits and tools, all seized as part of the case against Sauk, including this automated machine which accelerates manufacturing.
So hundreds of ghost guns potentially out there?
Potentially.
Sauk is now serving a 31-month sentence for possession of an unregistered firearm. But the so-called ghost gun loophole, which criminals have exploited, is about to expire. President Biden is set to enact a new rule on the matter this Wednesday.
These guns are weapons of choice for many criminals. We're going to do everything we can to deprive them of that choice.
The new rule will require ghost guns, including those unassembled build-to-shoot kits, to have a serial number to make it easier to track if used in a crime. Background checks will also be required.
What it'll do is update the buy, build, shoot kits to reflect that those are actually firearms as they stand.
Meaning convicted felons like Sauk and the Mall of America shooter Khalil WILEY will no longer be allowed to legally buy a ghost gun directly from an online vendor. Now, this new rule is expected to limit who can get their hands on these types of guns, but it may be tough to know exactly how it might affect violent crime throughout the Twin Cities, especially since not every police department is tracking that data right now. That said, you can head over to fox9.com to check out the database we built to explore that very question. For the Fox 9 investigators, I'm Nathan O'Neill.